All right, we introduced linear equations and linear functions, and we talked about this idea that you can find solutions to them, right? If you plug in two values for x and y and both sides of the equation are the same, you have a solution. And that's how we graph. So we're going to take that example from the previous video, 5x minus y equals 1, and let's check and see if either of these two ordered pairs, or these points, are solutions to that linear equation. So each ordered pair has an x and y value. So this is x, the first number is x, the second number is y. And all we're going to do is plug the values into the x's and y's in our linear equation and see if both sides come out to be the same. So starting with 0, 0, instead of 5x, I'm going to have 5 times 0. And then instead of minus y, it's going to be minus 0 equals 1. So let's see if both sides come out to be the same. 5 times 0 is 0, minus 0 equals 1. 0 minus 0 is 0, and we have 0 equals 1, which is not true, and this is not a solution. So let's try the next one. Instead of 5x, I'm going to have 5 times minus 1, and then minus, instead of minus y, we're going to have minus, what's the y value? It's negative 6. So we're going to have minus negative 6, and that's going to be equal to 1. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And then whenever I have a minus, subtracting a negative, that's just like saying adding a positive. So negative 5 plus 6 equals 1. Negative 5 plus 6 here on the left side, that comes out to be 1, which equals 1. So both sides of the equation are equal to each other, and this is a solution. All right, so negative 1, negative 6, that one is a solution. So we graph our solutions on a graph like I got down here. So negative 1, negative 6, that's going to be like right about there. To graph a linear equation, you need at least 2 points. So we got 1, and the second one, 0, 0, that didn't work. So how can we find another solution? A good way to do it is just pick a value for x. Just that have that be your starting point. So let's say x is going to be 0, because 0 is just a really easy number to work with. We have our equation over here, so I'm going to start with that. I'll put 5x minus y equals 1. And we randomly decided, hey, let's make x equal to 0. You can make it equal to whatever number you want, but just choose a value for x, not y. Leave that one unknown. Okay, so we have, instead of 5x minus y equals 1, we're going to have 5 times 0 minus y equals 1. So now let's solve for y, kind of like solving for the missing variable, which we did a video on that in the past. So here we have 5 times 0, that's going to be 0, minus y equals 1, all right? And 0 minus y, well, that's going to be negative y equals 1. We know that there is a negative 1 sitting in front of that y because there's a negative sign. So I can just divide both sides by negative 1, and I'll get positive y is equal to negative 1. So there is the missing y value for our solution where x equals 0. So you can see we randomly chose a value for x, plugged it in, solved for that missing value of y, and we have now created another solution to 5x minus y equals 1. So I'm going to plot that on the graph right over here. And you can do more, find more solutions and points, but generally speaking, they're all going to follow this line like that. So this line, or this curve, there's no curve, so it's a line, is the graph for 5x minus y equals 1.